This is Shop Talk. My name is Jay.
I'm Jess.
And with us today,
Lana Hoffman.
Lana, what business?
It's Lana's Boutique.
Lana's Boutique. All right. So tell us a little bit about your story, because that's really what we do is we share stories, business owners. You've got a really fascinating one. You really, truly do.
Fascinating.
It is.
Well, it goes back to early 2000s. I was actually a school teacher for a while and moved to Kalamazoo and couldn't seem to get into the public school system. So I taught in private school for a while and just kind of came to the end of the road with that and realized there wasn't a whole lot of clothing opportunities for women in Kalamazoo at that time.
Sure.
There might have been one boutique downtown, but there was really not a lot going on. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to open my own business, and just, out of the blue, decided to open a clothing store.
All right, so hold there for a minute, because this is why I say it's fascinating. It's like, all right, school teacher background there. It's like, I'm going to open up a business.
Yeah.
What didn't you know that you wish you would know now?
Everything. Absolutely everything. It was an adventure and learned so many things along the way. But I think I got it down now. I mean, it's been 20 years, so I've got it down now.
That is one of those, again, you take the leap of faith. And a lot of times it just is the leap of faith, Lana.
Did you have retail background at all?
Zero. No, I like to shop. I knew that, but no.
So a woman with a dream, really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And a vision.
A vision, yeah. And I had never even, thought about it before that, really, or dreamed about it or anything. It just at that time, for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it, see how it goes.
Okay, so how did it come together? Then you're a woman with a vision. It's like, okay, so you decide to start. What did you deal with? How did that all kind of come together as to 20 years later, you're still here?
Oh boy. I mean, I just started meeting with people that were actually doing it and going to different cities and kind of checking out boutiques and just seeing what I wanted to offer. And, met with banks and people, to set up my LLC, accountants, this, that, and the other. Just, it was just checklists, one thing at a time. It's like, okay, well, I need this now. Who am I going to call? And, got it going and opened up on campus, actually, Western's campus. It was between Maui Beach Channing and the Y Bar. So it was an older strip mall.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where my first location was. I was there for a couple of years. And then I moved across the street to, remember where Maggie's? Right next door to that, there was a cute little greenhouse. And that's where my boutique was for a few years. It was adorable. I love that location. So that was 2006 to 2008. In 2008, I'm like, I'm going to branch out and open a second store, a second location. And I kind of wanted to hit more mature women, because I was really hitting the college demographic, really hard there, obviously right on campus.
Sure.
So actually, Rob Peterson approached me, and he's like, you need to go downtown. And I wasn't really even thinking about it, but I'm like, I'll go check it out. Went downtown, and I'm like, this is the cutest area ever. And I think that I will open a store. So did it in 2008. And actually took over the space where Acorn was, which is now Consumers Credit Union, but had that space and moved down there. So I had campus and that one going at the same time. That one was a little bit more, mature. And then, there are so many different locations and changes throughout the years. You want to know about more?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
love this. I love seeing the progression and the changes along the way. That's what we want to hear. Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. So, in 2000, so that was 2008 to 2009, and at that point, Consumers Credit Union kind of swooped in and wanted that space, and I didn't have much of a chance, being just a newbie down there. And so I kind of had 30 days to move out of the space, which was very upsetting. But there was a space in the back of the mall plaza that was open. It was across from Shanti and Sangha Yoga.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Or was it Shanti whatever, Shanti and Sangha. They were right across the hall. And so I moved back there. Well, that was the back of the mall plaza. So we really didn't get the traffic that I thought. I mean, I still had kind of a following, so it was okay. Closed my store on campus because in 2008 the economy kind of went, to crap. So,
it was the craziness that we did. We thought it was bad until all of a sudden the zombie apocalypse hit.
Right.
And we're like, oh, wait a minute, 2008, I could take that. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, anyway, the campus kids no longer had their dad's credit cards. So,
sure, yes, exactly.
Closed that one down.
Right.
So it was in the back of the mall plaza, and at that point, I was not getting the traffic and the numbers that I needed to sustain. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to open another store. So went to Saugatuck and opened a store, and that one did great. And so I'm like, hey, these harbor towns, that's where it's at. So that was in 2009, opened that one. In 2010, opened another one in St. Joe.
Okay.
So I had Kalamazoo, Saugatuck, St. Joe. Then I think it was the next year I opened a second one in Saugatuck. So at this point, I've got 4 of them going. Then I opened another one in St. Joe.
Oh my God.
Closed one in Saugatuck. So I had 2 in St. Joe, 1 in Saugatuck, 1 in Kalamazoo. Then I realized it's so seasonal in Saugatuck. I mean, you basically get 3 months to make your money, and you close down the rest of the time, but you're still paying rent. So closed Saugatuck, kept 2 in St. Joe, 1 in Kalamazoo. Then the space that is next to you, Jessica, actually came open. So I moved Kalamazoo up to the front on the mall, which was a great move. That was a great location. And then actually Sherry from Sherry's Chocolate moved in after that, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, I don't know, that was about move number 7 or 8. And let's see, so I was there for a few years, and then the space down the street where I'm at now opened up, so moved down there because it was bigger, a bigger space.
Bigger space,
like
right.
double the square footage, which I really needed. So between that, I actually had a mobile little store as well. It was called the Rolling Rack, and it was adorable. It was this little vintage trailer my husband totally revamped, and it was as cute as could be, called the Rolling Rack, and I would take it to like wineries and breweries on the weekends and open it up. And so this is when I had all this energy. I no longer have this energy, but yeah, so I finally got rid of that after a couple of years, sold it to someone, and then I closed my Lazy Daisy store in St. Joe. So now I have the St. Joe store and the Kalamazoo store. So I'm happy with just the 2, and that's going well. There you go. We're up to date.
Oh my gosh. So you went from being a teacher to opening a store with no retail background to all of that.
All of that.
And your sanity, when was the point where it's like, all right, I may be insane? When did that kick?
Oh, I lost my sanity about year 3, and it's never come back. So it's just, I'm good.
That's gutsy. I mean, that truly is like incredibly gutsy.
Yeah.
I know living it, you probably realized it, but it's like from an outsider looking in. That's why I said it was fascinating. It's like, that is a gutsy story. People don't make those kinds of moves often.
And I didn't even know half of that.
Yeah.
I thought I knew your story. I clearly did not at all. That is amazing.
I don't know. It just seemed all normal to me. No, it was crazy. But I just, I saw an opportunity each time and jumped on it, and most of them worked, a couple of them did not, and when I figured out they didn't work, then I would close them. But I think I opened I think I counted 10 or 11 stores, and closed a few of them too, but throughout the years, and all of them were bad. They were just moving to get more space.
But you learned more in each one of them to go, okay, no,
yes.
I know I don't want to do this. I know I don't do this, and this is what I want to do.
Yes, like I know I don't want this kind of a lease. I know I want. Yeah, I knew exactly what I wanted, how to fixture out the store, and I had all the fixtures anyway after collecting them for years,
right.
Which I have a whole basement full of them right now. But so yeah, just learned along the way, basically.
I love that, and just pivot. Something's not working, and to pivot, right?
Oh yeah.
So tell people, what do you have? What do you have now in your stores? Like, we didn't really touch on that. You have a boutique, but like, what do you carry when people walk in?
That definition is big, right?
Yeah,
boutique. It can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things in there. I try really hard to cater to everyone, and it's a really wide range. So young, old, every size in between, and men. So a lot of clothing, and I feel like I really can cater to anyone that walks in there. I can find something for them, and also a lot of gift items too. A lot of Michigan-made gifts and whatnot, but just something for everyone: candles, jewelry, clothing, goodies. Handbags, whatever, all sorts of things.
Yes, when you walk in, it's just so pretty, and it smells good in there, and there's just ceiling to floor, it's just filled. Like you could just spend hours in there just kind of roaming about and trying things on and smelling things, and just, you could literally find something for everybody there. You even have baby stuff in the back.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes, and pets as well.
So what's the reaction when people walk in? I mean, what do you often get? What is there a question? Is there a comment? Is there that reaction that happens often?
I do get that reaction a lot, especially from out of towners. They're usually staying at the Radisson and they walk over. It's like the first store you come to, and I get, wow, oh my gosh, this is the cutest store. I could stay in here forever. I have to walk around a couple times to see everything. It's kind of the same thing. Like people do enjoy it, which is my goal. That's why I'm still in business. You got to cater to everyone and make it pleasing when you walk in. So,
and I imagine, again, deciding what to have becomes a full-time job in itself, isn't it? I mean, that curation of, all right, so we're going to sell this, but we're not going to sell this, but we're going to sell this, but we're not going to sell that. That's got to be a hard decision.
It's not really anymore. I mean, honestly, it never really was. You know, I would go to shows, and I just always kind of had an instinct of what I thought would sell and what. I mean, there have been things along the way, definitely that have been bombs, but. But at this point, I mean, they make it really easy at these big trade shows you go to, and you're looking at. Well, I tell you what, that was overwhelming in the beginning, because I would go to Vegas, and I would go to New York, and I would go to Chicago, and Atlanta, and do all these huge trade shows. And I mean, there's like thousands of vendors that you walk, just little cubicle down the aisle in these big convention centers, and it's like, oh my God, where do I start?
Right.
It would be a little overwhelming, exhausting. You'd be so worn out at the end of the day. It's like, what did I just do? What did I buy?
Yeah.
What do I need to buy? Like, it was rough, but I've got it down now. It's all good.
If you've never been to one of these trade shows, but you should at least Google it to look it up. I have been to 2, and I was so overwhelmed that I don't even know what happened. 2 days, I don't even know what happened. There was so much. So being able to go to those and find what you find that fits your customer base and beyond, the people that you don't even know that are coming in, I mean, that's a talent. That really is a talent. You do a great job.
Thank you.
So is there one thing, again, all that experience, now you kind of know, you've got this business down. It's like, is there one thing that you look back on and go, if I'd have done this differently, it would have turned out differently?
Sure.
Is there one big one where you go, okay, that you can point to, or not really?
There's a really big one. Yeah, I did have one employee that was embezzling, so that was
okay.
a problem.
Right. So people, again, we all have to deal with it. It's like people issues become a thing, and most people don't understand when you walk into a business. It's like the 835,000 things that you have to do before somebody walks in, and one of them is finding the right people to be able to help
and being
these
able
folks.
to trust them.
Yes,
and, that takes. My downfall is I trust everybody. And, I grew up in a small town where you just trust everyone.
Right.
You
Until
know
you
everyone.
can't.
Until you can't.
Right.
And that really did change me quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, that was probably the biggest one in 20 years. I mean, I signed a couple bad leases, but it wasn't too devastating. But now I know, what to look for in a lease and what not to sign.
Right.
But yeah.
So what's it like being a business owner in downtown Kalamazoo?
Well, it's an adventure every day, I will say. I love it down there. I mean, all the business owners down there are just so positive and work together, and we try and make it a great atmosphere for people to come visit. And it's great. I've been down there since 2008. I love the way it feels down there. Like it's a great feeling down there. It just feels like home. So, So yeah, I love it down there. I love St. Joe as well. I mean, both areas are very different. One's a beach town, and Kalamazoo is the heart of the city. So yeah.
And again, it's an anomalous sort of downtown because again, you don't have this massive competition. It's like, look, there's a collaborative effort. I mean,
Absolutely.
all of you as business owners, we've heard it from multiples. Everybody's kind of working together. It's like, look, we're all in this. I was in the military for 4 years. It's like, look, we're all in this together, so let's make the best of it. It's got a little bit of that feel to it sometimes. I mean, especially COVID and post-COVID. It's look, we're all trying to figure out how to keep the doors open.
Oh, we've all had our challenges.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but once we can get past some of those things, it's still a very enchanting little place to come visit and come shop. Just trying to get people to understand that keep supporting us. Keep if you love these stores downtown, you must come support us. Stop shopping online.
Yes, exactly. There's so many, and we say it every single time, but there's so many wonderful people. And these are your neighbors and your friends and people you see at your kids' activities. And maybe you've thought about having a small business, but it was daunting. Well, these people took the leap.
Big leap.
A big leap. Huge leaps. And they are living their dream. They're entrepreneurs. And, I mean, just...
Is that what we're calling it now? Our dream?
It is.
Yes.
Every day is that
every
dream, isn't it?
day. Living the dream every day.
Yes. But to come out and support them. Yes, we know it's easy to shop online, and sometimes maybe you can't find something. So okay, but the majority of the time, take the time. There's free parking, free 90-minute parking in the ramps. Come on down. It's easy to get there. Yes, there's construction. It's Michigan. Just come on down. It's fine. You're going to make it through. Give yourself an extra 5-10 minutes, and then spend the day. Grab dinner. Grab a shake. Grab some ice cream. Do some shopping. Check out all of these amazing people who are just really trying so hard.
And I feel like you made a really good point there as, just take some extra time and just make a decision to come down. I mean, we can always focus on negative things, construction and, whatever else we're going to run into. However, it's not impossible, and you just have to have that mindset. Okay, I'm going to come support these businesses. I can find really anything I need down there. I mean, spend a couple hours and you can get anything from chocolate to clothing to gifts to running shoes to tea to refill your soap bottles. You can really truly get anything down there, and plus you are supporting people, and the businesses we do need support right now. We really do.
And that's one of the things that, when Jess and I first talked about doing this, 13, 21 episodes, I forget. But a while ago, it became these are people that it's the lifeblood of the community.
Yeah.
It's downtown. If downtown is successful, the community is successful. Yes. If downtown, give me a city where the downtown's not successful, I'll point to you and say that city, that village, that community is not successful. Yep. So it becomes kind of one of those moral imperatives to say we got to support this in order for all of us to be able to live a lifestyle that we all want to live.
Agreed. I mean, it should kind of be the heartbeat of the city. And I mean, we're all down there trying every single day to make it that way. So we also need the community to come together and feel that way as well and come on down and see us.
Exactly. It's August now and people are getting ready for back to school. Like, come on down, bring the kids, get your stuff, get everything that you need for back to school.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of August, it's like, we're wrapping August. Shockingly enough, we're wrapping August
bite
up.
your tongue. It's still the beginning of August. Stop it.
I know. But it's like, if you think about it, we're at a point now where you start thinking, okay, August, September, it's like, we're looking at buying gifts and doing all the rest of the stuff. It's like, shop downtown.
Someone told me how many more days till Christmas, and
I don't need to know.
You better close it down right now. You better knock it off.
I know. All right, so obviously there's other things going on, downtown yet. Look, there's always something happening.
Yes, there's always something happening in downtown Kalamazoo. It doesn't matter if you're looking for something small and intimate. Maybe there's music at one of our wonderful restaurants like Dabney or Bell's or the Wine Loft, something like that. Or Beats on Bates. Every Wednesday, 5:30 to 8:30, Bates Alley. It is the best time with hundreds of your friends and people that maybe you don't know too. And now you're going to be your friends. So there's that going on. Workout Wednesdays, that goes until the end of August. Every Wednesday, Bronson Park, free workouts, 5:30 to 6:30. So that's always a good time. Love that. There's usually
First Fridays.
Yep, we've got First Friday that's coming up. And then August, we've got Bronco Bash is going to be happening.
See, the kids are back.
They're coming
I know.
back. Yep. So yeah, always something going on.
Always something going on. I always thought Wednesdays were interesting because it's like, okay, go to Workout Wednesdays and then go to Beats on Bates. And it's like, and just do that as your thing. And it's like, okay, you work off and then you can eat.
Yeah.
Because I like to eat.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, it works out really well and catch some good music. Like
Yeah,
that. So
definitely.
it all works out well. All right, Jess, thank you. Lana, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it today.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. This is Shop Talk.